playing around the jungler, when to go aggressive, and a few more mistakes than last time. All in today's gameplay analysis. Hello everyone, Pippin254 here, and I did promise I would try to make this a regular thing, so here's another attempt at it, with a couple more bells and whistles, and a bit more analysis, a little more focus on the fights, and hopefully just overall a more refined version of that first analysis video. I gotta admit, I kinda prefer doing this compared to live streaming or regular commentary because it helps me break down fights more, and I like showing how fights work or how mechanics work or particular decision making, especially when it's mistakes. I'm a teacher by trade, I have to show mistakes, but I'm also not a challenger player, another disclaimer that I should probably mention again. I might be a one-trick Lux, but you aren't gonna see the most mind-blowing of Lux plays. You're gonna see maybe not even the average Lux player, just a Lux player who knows when he makes a colossal mistake and knows probably what could have happened that may fix it. Let's begin, shall we? One prominent theme you'll see here is jungler presence. The Nunu in this game is about to give me a lot of trouble, and for a champion with no mobility, I really should not be playing this far forward without vision on either side of me. It is because of that lack of vision that I'm not able to dodge Nunu flying in with a snowball. He's able to get a perfect knockup, and right now, honestly, I'm thinking I'm dead. The knockup lands, but Jake's makes a crucial mistake. His shock blast does not go through the acceleration gate, meaning I take a lot less damage than I initially thought. I'm able to flash away, but where's that light binding going? It's a good question. I'd like to know too. With that gone, I can't really do much but run. Aatrox though comes in with a huge counter gank and lands a knockup on both of them, giving me time to cast Prismatic Barrier. This is what saves my life. The initial shield blocks Nunu's auto attack, and the remaining shield blocks Ignite and Red buff, and Aatrox is able to pick up First Blood. This is not on me. I sucked this fight. This is on Jace for misplaying the EQ, on Nunu for chasing too far, but mostly on Aatrox for a beautiful counter gank. As a long-range mage, you can sometimes initiate fights after a gank has happened, to catch your enemy off guard. Aatrox is going to come in and try to set something up, but Jace flashes away. Now that he's safely under tower, I can safely Q-flash and catch him off guard. This is a pretty easy kill on my part because Jace probably felt safer than he should have under his turret. As a mid laner, you have two sides of your lane to worry about, so you are pretty prone to ganks. Our bottom side jungle is completely warded, and I get lulled into a false sense of security. I figure if Nunu's coming anywhere, he'll come from bot side. He comes from top side, and I get completely demolished. Don't make this mistake. Balance out your wards so that you know where anything can come from. As sad as it sounds, I make this mistake yet again. I think I have the right idea in this play. Jace is about to back. He's low on mana, he just got a kill. He wants to spend some gold. So I figure I can push this lane, get a couple of turret plates to equalize my gold with him before he can get back to lane, and I should be able to handle the lane a little bit better. Initially this goes well. Jace and Nunu are going to take a long time to get to mid lane because they both just recalled. So getting one turret plate is probably the safest option here. Instead, I greed out, and I try to go for two. I'm thinking Jace won't be able to move that fast. What I forget about is Nunu. He shows up on the bottom side of the map, flies up with a snowball, and rams right into me. Thanks to Jace's range and Nunu's crowd control, I go down yet again, wasting my exhaust and just going down for almost nothing. That turret plate was not worth it. By this point in the game, teamfights are about to start, and Janna comes up to support me in mid lane. My goal right now is to just farm out this particular wave, but Jace makes a huge mistake and runs right into my Lucent Singularity via his acceleration gate. He probably didn't intend this, but now I know I can kill him, and I'm able to perform another Q flash from behind minions to catch him off guard and pick up the kill. Janna grabs it, but that's okay. A kill's a kill, and it puts him out of any future fight for the time being. With Jhin and Alistar here, we know we can't fight him with our cooldowns, so we retreat for now. But Aatrox is coming in from the side, so we try to reinitiate this. He lands a good knockup on Alistar, and I lock him up with a light bind, but Unbreakable Will keeps him alive for the moment. But again, that's another person that's out of the ensuing fight. Nunu is going to come rolling in with a snowball, but now that we have room to maneuver, he actually puts himself out of position. I don't want to fling any spells on him though. The 3 other people with me can deal with him. My focus is on zoning out Jhin. I don't want him in this fight, and I know I can blow him up if he's caught. So when Aatrox catches him with a knockup, I'm able to fire off my light binding and get an instant kill. Again, I might not pick up the kill, but we lock up a vital member, and we successfully win this very scattered team fight. Let's look at another example of a scattered fight. I barely miss out on this kill on Nunu, but that's okay. It prevents him from joining this particular fight. Aatrox and Kayle are both really strong right now, and I want to prevent anyone else from interfering with our fight with Alawi. So I use the corridor to lock up Alistar and force Jace to go around. This lets Kayle pick up an isolated kill on Alawi. Now that the fight is starting to shift down toward this corridor, I'm able to lock up Alistar's initiation and let us get yet another kill. Meanwhile, Jace is flanking, but I have exhaust ready, so his flank is near useless, and I'm able to land yet another easy light bind. This is Lux at her prime, using her zone control abilities to allow her allies to do most of the work. With every good example, however, comes a bad one. Don't let yourself get run down. Once again, I push past the river with no vision, so Nunu comes in from behind and Jhin from the side. I make a decent flash over the wall, and Janna tries to help me out with a shield. I'm able to escape, but now Janna is caught out of position thanks to my bad positioning. I help her with a shield and attempt to land a combo. I get really good damage and almost kill Jace. But now that I'm so close, Nunu, Jhin, and Alistar are able to just run me down, despite all my deterrences. Hourglass, shield, doesn't matter. Thanks to Alistar's Unbreakable Will and a heal from Jhin, they are able to simply run me down and kill me outright. If you take anything away from this analysis, take away the fact that you cannot be over-aggressive against hard initiation. You're a poke champion. I yet again don't respect that, and Alistar lands an easy headbutt pulverize. Now that I'm surrounded by Alistar, Nunu, and Jhin, I straight up have no idea what to do, and basically die with no cooldowns. That was just the worst play I probably could have done. The only thing that saves us is the fact that Kayle is currently split pushing like a mad woman. That's the only reason we get any kind of advantage here. Our final example is a bit of a long one. This is going to cover an extended team fight in the mid lane. We're trying to siege down this mid inner turret, and once again, I play over aggressively and get hit by yet another Nunu snowball. You'd think I was magnetically attracted to these things. No, I just play badly. Thankfully, some heals and shields get me out, but this is obviously not a good start. We're forced to retreat a little bit, and I'm relegated to backline shielding, which I would prefer to be a support Lux if that were the case. For now though, I get what shielding I can off, and the team fight continues. We continue the siege. Jhin opens up with his ultimate, and Aatrox tanks a good portion of it. This time, I'm able to stop Nunu's snowball with a light binding, so we're able to continue this fight. Alistar tries to force an engage, and Aatrox goes in on a Nunu. Now that I'm in the backline and pretty safe, we're able to get some pretty good damage before Aatrox has to revive. I miss my light binding and get hit by yet another snowball. But this time I'm glad for it, because now Kayle and Aatrox, who are really dang strong, can push in and get the kills. I may be a magnet for snowballs, but that time it worked out. They focused on me instead of everybody else. Shortly afterward, they surrender, and victory is ours. The ultimate lesson from this analysis is vision and the decisions you make with it. Many of my critical mistakes, overextension, bad initiations, getting run down in lane, they all stemmed from a lack of vision. I think I only bought one control ward that game, which is horrible given how long it went. Furthermore, I forgot to upgrade to a scrying orb, which would have allowed me more frequent and safer checks on blind spots on the map. Despite this, however, their team was heavily initiation focused, so even with the vision, I should not have played so aggressively in those fights. The second and final lesson is, of course, zone control. If you have the damage to become a carry, then by all means, carry. Get the one-shots, destroy their vulnerable mages and marksmen. In this game, however, I almost had that kind of damage. The few fights that worked well was when I was zoning, either by cutting off key outlets in the jungle or keeping vital players away from fights. When I wasn't doing this, I was getting run down and killed outright, which wasn't helping my team at all. Stay safe, stay informed, and use the enemy's composition against them. Those are the lessons for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.